Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's been a long time, but I'm finally back. A lot of news, a lot of updates going on here. Number one is I was filming a video with the Maserati on the lift to do the oil pan and kind of show how that was, but I was just getting it up on the lift and lifting it up to start the filming process, and I kind of already had an intro going and everything, but the lift broke. Like it was down for a couple weeks. I couldn't get it to go up. Finally got it to work, and I was trying to hurry. I wouldn't say hurry, but I was trying to get the car going because I needed to drive it, taking it to someplace, and I just had to get it done, and I forgot to film the rest. So video gone. However, I will kind of explain what ended up needing to be done to do the oil pan. It's kind of hard to obviously explain, but not show you with the car here. But basically, car was here. I had to disconnect the motor mounts from the engine. I took off the driver's side exhaust to be able to reach part of the driver motor mount to make it easier. And then I had to lift the engine up a handful of inches to be able to get enough clearance from the subframe to pull the oil pan down. I got it done in one day. It took, once I figured out exactly how I was able to do it, to get the oil pan out, probably took 3 hours or so to get the pan out. Then once I got everything swapped over from the oil level sensor that was leaking, I got it together in about an hour. Of course, as I'm filming this, my battery on the GoPro died, even though it said it was at 70-some%. The best news that I have is on my 99 Corvette. It is done. It is wide-bodied. It is lowered. I'm not gonna show in this video because I'm gonna make a whole other video about it. The thing looks absolutely killer. I love that car, the way it looks, how wide it is. I had lowered because when I put my new wheels and tires on it, it made it look like a monster truck. So I had to drop it back down, and the thing is just an absolute animal and blast to drive. So can't wait to show you guys on that. Probably film it today, depending on how long I'm gonna get done with what I'm doing in today's video. But I'm super excited to be able to show you guys that. And I'm actually gonna be filming a video with my buddy on his YouTube channel, Performance on Wheels. So be sure to check out that video once we decide to do that. I'm just hoping for next week. It sounds like his car might not be ready, but we'll get it figured out. We're gonna get a video out together on his channel on that. So super excited and pumped for that one. But let's get on with today's video. In today's video, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time because I really just want to drive the car. Today, we're finally gonna be looking into getting the 1919 Model T truck. Not running, but maybe we can attempt it. So today we're gonna look at the engine oil. I'm gonna pull some plugs, make sure that the actual engine itself cranks over. Just look into figuring out what I need to do to be able to attempt to start it. There's a lot of unknowns. We're gonna be kind of diving into this together. I don't know anything about it. So to my knowledge, this one does, obviously it's got the crank on it, but it's supposed to be electric starts in there as well. I'm gonna have to figure out, obviously, where I can get some new tires, because those things are just not drivable. They're legit like rocks. They're so dry rotted and just gone. So first things first, let's get this grill cover off. So grill cover is off, so now the engine is exposed. I mean, this thing is just super cool. I mean, it's, it's a 106-year-old car. I'm just, we're gonna be learning how to do this together. So I'm gonna pull spark plugs. I wanna look at those. I'm probably just gonna get some new ones, just because they're old. I gotta look at the coolant. It leaks coolant a lot just from sitting. I mean, that's kind of why, you can see metal tray underneath there. It's got some fluid in there. It's just been leaking, but also, it doesn't move. It doesn't move. I believe when we got it, it sat in the same spot for like 65 or 85 years. It's gonna be a work in progress for sure. So I want to most likely drain the oil. First, I want to be able to figure out how to check the oil, check the coolant, look at spark plugs, then make sure when the plugs are out that it actually turns over. It's supposed to. I mean, it ran, before it sat for that long. It hasn't been started since. So let's go ahead and start diving into this thing. All right, so from what I can find, so these little caps here, oh yeah, they're like little finger tight. Loosen them up right there. Comes off just like that. And then I would put the cap back on just so you don't lose that. Okay, as that comes out, or you don't have that out, and you take out a plug, falls in there, you're gonna have a really bad day. So I'll look at getting these plugs out. It should be pretty straightforward. The oil is interesting. So oil filler cap is right here. Take it off. Now there's no dipstick. So what I found out though is to check the oil is to come to this side here, pull out my flashlight. You got these two little, I don't know if you can see those, two little like drains, okay? And those are little petcocks. So this lower one here, right there, the lower one, is about when you're at 3 quarts or so, and the top one will be at 4. And you want to be somewhere in between there. Usually you want to be towards the top one where it's just barely trickling out. Once you're at that, it's full. So then there's drain plug underneath this little belly pan here. You take it out, let it drain, and then you obviously put a new gasket on, tighten it up, fill it up with oil until it starts to slowly come out of this little hole right there. So interesting, isn't it? Like no dipstick, no nothing, just a little petcock where you just let it drain out just a tiny bit. So I'm gonna look at getting these plugs out as well as taking that oil out. All right, we're getting somewhere. So I took all the wires off, left the caps on there so they didn't fall in, and I kind of cleaned up around the holes just so nothing falls in there. And then a wrench here, I already cracked this one loose, so you can see, you know, it does nice and easily spin loose. This one's a little bit too big, but whatever, it works, they're not that tight. But if I slowly, nice and carefully, be very gentle, out she comes, and oh my god, those, god, I can't even see anything. Those things are so clogged. Yeah, this thing's not starting. It's gonna need all new plugs. Jeez. Oh, wait, there's a tiny bit of gap there. If anybody knows, I believe they're supposed to be gapped at 0.25. If I remember correctly from when I was reading, I'm gonna double check that. But dang, those things are black. Yeah, safe to say I'm gonna go get some all new plugs for this thing and throw them in there. All right, quick update. So oil's drained, all 4 plugs are loose. Radiator, obviously it's leaking a little bit of coolant down here, so I gotta find from where, but it's kind of wet over here. I know it's not a light, so you can't quite see. It's kind of wet down here, but it's still, I mean, it's still got some fluid in here. I mean, you can see that it's got some reflectiveness in there. Obviously, with the light, I mean, you can kind of see there's fluid in there. So, and oil is drained. Ironically, it was full of oil, which is a good sign. And I cranked the engine over a little bit. It rotates, not locked up or anything, so we're good to go there. So I'm gonna make a run to the parts store here soon, get some coolant, try to get some plugs, get some oil, as well as a new battery there. So we will be right back. All right, we are back. Got oil, coolant, drain plug gasket. I couldn't get spark plugs. So spark plugs, I could order some. From my local O'Reilly's. They're like 31 bucks, 32 bucks, whatever, a piece. They're special order, but I have to order 10 of them. Oddly enough, kind of weird, but so what I ended up doing was I cleaned the plugs really good. Actually got a lot of the carbon off, and they actually looked kind of promising. So I put them back in there, reconnected the wires up to them, filled the oil up already. The oil's full, and in case you're curious as where to put oil in, there's a little cap here. Oil goes in here, and then remember we got these two little valves here to be able to check for if it's full or not. This starts oil starts coming out of here when it's about 3 quarts, and then it's supposed to be 4 quarts to fill it, and that's this guy here, and it should just start barely trickling out. So all good there. And then coolant, put coolant in it as well. Kind of cleaned up my floor a little bit, and we got coolant in there. You can probably see it now. It actually wasn't full like I thought it was. It took almost that whole jug there. There's still a little bit left in there, but still a little bit more work I'm going to have to do before I can really strictly attempt to start it. I'm going to drain the gas if there's even anything in there. I looked into the tank, didn't see anything. In case you're curious on where you fill up your gas tank, if we come onto the passenger side here, and the gas tank sits right about here across the car. Remove your seat on this one, little cubby hole, and boom, you got a light. Don't freak out. Perfect. Boom, there is your gas tank. You fill it up right there. And I looked inside there. I mean, I didn't see anything. I'm still going to try to attempt to drain it, but you know, probably with how long it's been sitting, there's probably not gas in there anyway, probably all evaporated out. But yeah, it's getting really hot in here. We do have a heat advisory here. Sucks, but I'm probably going to end the video here. And hopefully next video, we're going to attempt to start it. I mean, I could put gas in it and try to, but there's a couple things I want to look at before I do that. And I did get a new battery as well, because this one does have the electric start on it. And ironically enough, the part number on this battery, the part number is 1. That's it. It's just 1. That was the battery part number, which I thought was super funny. But yeah, I think that's a pretty successful day. And we're going to end today's video, and I'll see you next time.